Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're heading over to the mysterious, wind-swept lands of the East. But, we're not just reading a standard fairy tale here. We're actually going to look at this classic story through a very specific lens. We're breaking down a literal masterclass in magical artifacts, power dynamics, and ultimately, survival. So let's just dive right into it. What happens when your ultimate source of power is stolen by your absolute worst enemy? It's a pretty terrifying scenario, right? Imagine having literally the world at your fingertips, only to have it ripped away by someone who wants to destroy you. How do you recover from that? How on earth do you fight back when the biggest weapon on the board is sitting right in the hands of your opponent? Well, that is the central, super high-stakes conflict of the story we're unpacking today. Section 1. The setup, deprivation, and the stranger at the well. To really understand the stakes here, we first got to look at our two mini-players. We have Aladdin, whose life is defined by crushing poverty, and Princess Yasmin, whose life is defined by deep, lonely isolation. And it's exactly that deprivation that makes Aladdin so incredibly vulnerable. Picture this. One morning, he's just standing there with a shovel in his hand, and he runs into this strange, kind of nervous-looking guy hanging around an old well. And this man offers Aladdin a massive reward. We're talking a sack full of gold, if Aladdin just agrees to be lowered down on a really long, thick rope to grab something he dropped. Naturally, Aladdin says yes, right? I mean, he's just thinking about finally giving his mom a comfortable life. So Aladdin gets lowered into the terrifying, pitch-black darkness of this well. But when he finally strikes a match, boom! The walls are literally covered in sparkling emeralds, rubies, and solid gold, and sitting right smack in the middle of all this treasure is a dusty, old lamp. Up top, the stranger starts getting incredibly frantic. As Aladdin is trying to climb back up, obviously distracted by the insane wealth all around him, the stranger drops this crucial bit of manipulation. Give me that lamp and then you'll hold on more easily. But the very second Aladdin hands over the lamp, the man just lets go of the rope. Completely lets go. It is a devastating betrayal. Aladdin falls screaming right back down into the dark. But in his rush and clumsiness, the strange man accidentally drops the lamp right back down the well, and it actually clunks Aladdin right on the head. So the wicked man takes off, and Aladdin is left trapped, for days, just stuck in the cold, silent dark. But then a tiny little light flashes. He crawls over to it, and he finds a glowing ring. Section 2. Two magical artifacts. You see, Aladdin is unwittingly stumbled into a wild scenario where two entirely separate, incredibly powerful artifacts are now in play. Let's compare them. The moment Aladdin slides that glowing ring onto his finger, the well lights up and this massive giant appears. And the giant is very explicit. He says, "You have 3 wishes." Aladdin uses his first wish just to get out of that well. So we can see the magic ring is highly tactical, right? It summons a giant for exactly 3 specific situational wishes. But now, compare that to the magic lamp. When Aladdin gets home, his mom wipes the dust off the lamp, smoke fills the whole room, and a blue genie pops out. Now, unlike the giant from the ring, this blue genie has been trapped for years. He's so happy to be free that he swears to serve Aladdin forever, 0 limits. So the lamp? The lamp is an artifact of unspecified, grand, world-building power. Section 3. The rise to riches. Because once you have that ultimate world-building artifact, the magic lamp, your entire destiny gets completely rewritten. For his very first wish, Aladdin just asks for a splendid feast, and instantly, this unbelievable banquet appears out of thin air. Within days, he and his mom upgrade from total poverty to living in a magnificent mansion. But the true test of the lamp's power? That comes when Aladdin decides he wants to marry Princess Yasmin. The Sultan is skeptical, right? He demands proof of wealth. So Aladdin just strokes the lamp 3 times, and the blue genie instantly conjures up 40 soldiers, each carrying heavy chests full of gold. It's just overwhelming, limitless power. And of course, it completely wins him the princess and the sultan's favor. Section 4. The Stolen Palace. Because, as we know, immense power brings immense risk. And now we have to talk about the catastrophic loss of Aladdin's primary artifact, while he happens to be away from his brand new palace. Remember the wicked man from the well? Yeah, he hasn't given up. He comes back, but this time he's disguised as an old peddler. He's wandering around the palace gardens, shouting out, "Old things for trade, old things, peddler." And honestly, it's a brilliantly insidious trick. He is mirroring the exact same manipulation he used back at the well. Yasmin, totally unaware of what the lamp actually is or who this creepy guy is, just sees a dusty old lamp and trades it away for a shiny new one. And the consequence of that one simple trade is absolutely devastating. The wicked man immediately rubs the lamp, summons the blue genie, and orders him to carry the entire beautiful palace, with Princess Yasmin still inside, far, far away into the lost lands of the desert. Just like that, in an instant, Aladdin's limitless power, his home, and the love of his life are entirely wiped off the map. So Aladdin comes home to a literal empty plot of dirt. All seems completely lost. But look at the timeline of his reaction here. He doesn't just give up, he gets resourceful. He relies on his limited secondary artifact. Step 1, he remembers the ring. Step 2, he puts it on and summons the giant. The giant actually reminds him, you have only 2 wishes left. Step 3, Aladdin makes a super tactical wish. He just asks to go to Yasmin's side. Step 4, the giant claps his hands, and suddenly, Aladdin is riding a flying carpet, rocketing toward the absolute furthest corner of the desert. I mean, this is ultimate resourcefulness in action. When your grand power is gone, you use whatever tools you have left. Section 5, the final encounter. All right, so Aladdin has reached the stolen palace out in the desert. The wicked man has the ultimate weapon. Aladdin has exactly 1 wish left on a much lesser artifact. The stage is set for a crazy, tense, high-stakes infiltration. Let's meticulously break down Aladdin's tactical showdown here. Step 1, he quietly sneaks right into the palace hall. He sees Yasmin serving the wicked man, and the all-powerful lamp is sitting right there in the guy's lap. Step 2, Aladdin equips his ring, summoning the genie for his very last wish. Step 3, now, he doesn't wish for the lamp back, because that might start a massive struggle. No, he wishes to neutralize the threat entirely by turning the wicked man into a bird. The genie claps, and poof, done. Step 4, with the man transformed and completely out of the picture, Aladdin just walks right up and reclaims the primary artifact from where it's set. And honestly, is such an incredibly satisfying resolution. The wicked man, now just a little bird, flies completely out of the palace window, literally defeated by his own lack of situational awareness. Aladdin embraces Yasmin, she's totally unharmed. And finally, with the primary artifact back in his hands, Aladdin rubs the lamp, summons the blue genie, and undoes all that grand damage. The palace just floats right back up into the sky and returns to its original spot in the east, completely securing their happily ever after. So, what does this all mean? The crucial point is this. The wicked man had the ultimate world-building power right in his lap, but he lost. He was defeated because he completely forgot about the secondary, smaller artifact, the ring he himself left back in the well. Aladdin won, not because he was the most powerful guy in the room, but because he was the absolute most resourceful with the tiny bit he had left. And that leaves us with a pretty provocative thought to end on today. When you're facing massive obstacles in your own life, what is your overlooked resource? What is the ring you might be forgetting to use? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.